Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dogs and cats, do you recall when we were told that climate change and chemtrails was all a conspiracy theory? Do you remember that? You remember when they said that? Huh? I know I remember when they said it. That's a conspiracy. What do you call it when conspiracies keep turning out to be true? I think that might just be called the truth, ladies and gentlemen. I think that's what it's called. It's called the truth. And the truth, it's coming out all over the place. It's all over the place. It's spilling out, pouring out like someone who was shot in the leg with it's like someone was shot with a shotgun and the leg was taken off, and there is truth spilling out everywhere. YouTube's not gonna like that. The truth is spilling out like someone just shot a hog and the hog is bleeding out. Nope, YouTube don't want you to talk about shooting hogs. That's cruelty to animals, even though we kill them and we eat them. Hold on, let me think. What can I say? The truth is spilling out.
Bill Gates is backing the first high-altitude experiment of one radical climate change solution, creating a massive chemical cloud that could cool the Earth. It's called solar geoengineering, and it's highly controversial.
How long will it be that countries keep experiencing these climate impacts before someone gets desperate and says, hey, we need to cool the planet with solar geoengineering?
It would look something like this. Thousands of planes would fly very high and use nozzles to inject millions of tons of light-reflecting particles into the stratosphere. It would create a thin chemical cloud of those particles around the whole planet, blocking some sunlight from reaching the surface. It would mimic a giant volcanic eruption, which we know cools the Earth. But it also comes with significant risks and uncertainties.
Things like mass famine, mass flooding, drought, of kinds that will affect very large populations.
It could weaken monsoons in India, China, and Africa enough to affect crops. It could eradicate blue sky.
You start increasing the amount of diffuse light and you have less direct light, which is the same thing as saying it looks hazy and white.
All over the place. That's what's going on. It's all over the place. Watch this, watch this, watch this. Watch this, watch this, watch this. What are they doing to our skies? Part 1. Weather modification programs and other geoengineering experiments to reverse climate change can no longer be brushed off as the stuff of chemtrail conspiracy theorists. In recent weeks, catalyzed by excess rainfall both here and in Dubai, it's finally gone mainstream. Now, for those of you who don't remember, Dubai decided they were going to weather modify and flooded themselves out. We'll stop right here and I'll show you what happened in Dubai when man decides he's going to play God. I shall ascend to the Mount Zion, and I shall make it rain.
Dubai travel authorities today urged travelers to stay away from the airport after the United Arab Emirates was battered by more than a year and a half's worth of rain in just a few hours. The desert city-state yesterday suffered horrendous floods, which swamped the airport and many of the surrounding roads, forcing dozens of flights to be canceled.
If they weren't trying to pretend like they was in a strip club and that Saudi Arabia or Dubai wasn't a stripper on a pole, then they wouldn't have flooded out like this, baby. But they decided that they was gonna make it rain. Like they was Birdman. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? You made it rain a little bit too much. You couldn't stop that rain. You can't stop the rain when it starts to fall. You can't stop the rain, baby. That's why you shouldn't be playing with it. Then you add in the fact that we just had a hurricane do a 90-degree turn.
So we'll go ahead and take a minute and get a look. That is a close-up look, by the way. I think my computer got a little bit excited there. Let's sort of back out just a minute. There's a little bit better a view of what we're talking about at the moment, where we have the latest. Again, this is our 4 p.m. advisory Central Time, and I know that there's a lot of folks who are not in the U.S. that always like to check in. If you're in the Caribbean and you're finding out what's happening now, glad you're checking in on us.
Like it came to a stop sign, put the blinker on and went right. Mother Nature probably called Hurricane Burl on the phone and said, hey, Burl, excuse me, Burl. The last time I checked, you were supposed to be in New Mexico, Burl. How did you end up in Houston, Texas? Burl's on the line like, well, Mother Nature, what had happened was I was over there on the internet and I saw one of them clubs. So I wanted to go pop bottles in the club in Houston. Mother Nature's like, well, you do realize nobody's popping any bottles at all right now, Burl, because you done knocked out all the damn power. They got old people just suffering in the heat. And them folks don't have no power grid system. They didn't do no upgrades. I wasn't thinking about that, Mother Nature. I just decided I was going to head on over there and tip for that strip. You combine the fact that we just saw that with what we saw in Dubai and what old Billy Gates is doing, and it's public now. There is no conspiracy that chemtrails don't exist. And the worst thing is they try to tell people that those lines that are in the sky that are above your head all day long every day, oh, those are clouds. For example, this on the screen, that is a cloud, ladies and gentlemen. You are dumb. You're a conspirator. Not even conspiratist. You're a conspirator. You are dumb. That is a cloud. You cannot believe what your eyes are seeing. Those are not chemtrails. They are not spraying something in the sky that is falling on all the food, into all the water, and all over your body. Nope. That is not true. That's not true. That's not what happened. And you have lost your damn mind. You understand what I'm saying? Do you hear me? But watch this.
But we are now learning about an innovative practice being used to help combat these effects and give Mother Nature a much needed boost. ABC Chief Meteorologist Ginger Z has more on that. Take a look.
The Colorado River, called the hardest working river in the United States, is in danger.
This is due to two causes: reductions in precipitation and increased air temperatures.
The river provides hydropower to 7 states, irrigation to more than 5 million acres of farmland, drinking water to 40 million Americans, and of course, the breathtaking whitewater rapids running through the Grand Canyon. All of it threatened by more than 2 decades in a megadrought. We can't just flip a switch like Colonel Joe Moore in Mad Max Fury Road. But we do have a superpower. Straight out of science fiction's X-Men: The Last Stand. It's called weather modification, or cloud seeding.
We can't create the cloud. There has to be an existing storm system.
We just give it a bump.
Yeah.
Garrett.
Now, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let me pose a question to you. I'm just going to pose one simple question to you. How many of y'all realize that these people have been lying to you? How many of y'all realize that people have been lying to you? And if they've been lying to you about this, the real question is, what the hell else have they been lying to you about, ladies and gentlemen? You see, that's why they have to label conspiracy theories and call you a conspirator. Because if your mind just so happens to unlock, if you just so happen to take that Rubik's Cube and line up all the colors, then you're going to see everything that they're doing. You'll see everything. I mean, absolutely everything you shall see. And that's what they can't have you do. They can't have you see everything, ladies and gentlemen. They can't. I'm out of here. Peace.